This is Front Up. I'm Dan Drake, and with us today is a returning guest, Melessa Murphy, the Executive Director of the Dreamland.
Thank you for having me, Dan.
It's great to have you again. A little bit water has gone over the dam since the last time we talked. Some of the things we had discussed then as being prospective are now in place. So, but before we get into your programming, I think we ought to talk about the announcement that was made yesterday.
Yes, we are very happy to announce that Bill Little, who's a principal and founder of Great Point Properties and has been a board member on the Dreamland board for just about 4 years, was nominated and accepted the position to be the president of our board of directors. He is taking over from Wendy Schmidt, who I'm sure everybody's familiar with, and has been the president of the foundation for the past 4 years, during a very critical and important time as we were building the theater. And now we are so happy to have a local member of the Nantucket community as part of our leadership.
That's good. Does he have a term, or is it sort of open-ended?
It is a 2-year term.
It's a 2-year term.
It's a 2-year term. That's another thing we've been working very hard on the board of directors with. There was a very strong core group of people who came together with the passion to build the theater, and now we're putting a lot of the foundational structure in place. So Bill will be president for 2 years, and I think that we'll look forward to building our Nantucket resident community participation on the board level.
I also noted that you have a
advisory council?
No, you have a want ad out,
Oh,
if you
we
will,
do.
for a development director.
Yes, we do.
And I think it would be interesting, because I know this is public information somewhere if you dig deep enough.
Yeah.
Roughly what percentage of the Dreamland's revenues come from its operations, and what percent comes from...
Yeah, not enough come from operations, simply put. The percentages we're actually looking at that right now because we've got sort of the full first year and a half of operational data, and obviously we had a really successful and wonderful fundraiser last year with Michael Douglas and Robert De Niro that help us keep the lights on, as we say, year-round at the Dreamland. Fundraising, sort of petered out for us, with the exception of the annual fundraiser after the capital campaign, because we had raised such significant funds to build the theater. What we're looking for now in development is really building that community support and participation, increasing our membership. We have a great membership program. Sponsorship of our programs. We just had a really wonderful and successful children's theater program, Pinkalicious, and we got some great local sponsors to help either keep tuitions low, ticket prices low, things that make it a really viable product. And those are the kinds of things we're looking for. And obviously we need help offsetting the cost of keeping the building open, because movies don't do it alone.
Especially when 20 people come on a Tuesday night.
Or 4. There's actually a report I had recently where one person went, and
I've been to megaplexes where I've been the only person.
It's typical. It's part of the movie business.
Right.
Unfortunately, it's expensive, and when you have
the movie theaters, as a rule, don't make their money on the admissions, right? They make it on the concessions.
Typically, and when you have a multiplex business model, if you've got maybe an 8 to 16 theater building, everything is, the way the business structure is set up, it's so automated through the digital process. Your staffing costs are low, and your percentages are low. So it's you make more money because you actually have more people in, even if it's just a
relative
few.
to your costs, right?
Exactly.
Well, let's talk about happier things.
Great.
You started a program where you're not simulcasting, but digitcasting, or whatever the right word is, the National Theatre of Great Britain.
That's right.
And the Metropolitan Opera.
Yes.
How's that going?
They're tremendous programs, and I have to give great thanks to the Nantucket Arts Council and to an anonymous donor who gave us the funding and the backing to install the satellite dishes. Unfortunately, building anything on Nantucket is quite the challenge, even installing dishes. So we've been a bit more delayed than we would have liked to have been in getting the live broadcasts. But with their support, that enabled us to sign a contract with the Metropolitan Opera, who won't just let a theater do encore performances. You have to be committed to doing the satellite performances. And we started the season off beautifully. I think that there's so much room for growth. I think that there are a lot of core people who are very interested in that kind of programming, and I think there's a lot of opportunity to educate the community about why that kind of exposure to that programming, particularly opera, is important.
Is there a lot of crossover between the two, the opera and the National Theater?
In terms of attendance, tremendous amount. A tremendous amount.
I would have thought so,
yeah,
yes.
a tremendous amount. But you know, the National Theater is amazing. Amazing theatrical performances, and clearly we have a strong, wonderful theater community here. But the way that these are filmed, the way that they give you a bit of an intimate background, and then clearly the high-level performances and theatrical production of a National Theater production is just second to none. And we've heard nothing but just rave reviews of people really enjoying themselves at these performances.
This is all off season, right?
It is. We follow their seasons. There will be some National Theater opportunities in the summer, but the Metropolitan Opera season I think ends, I'm looking on my phone, not to be rude, I think in June we'll have our last.
So how many more do you have?
We've got just a handful. We've just booked. We were going to get The Audience, Warhorse, Werther, Prince Igor, and then the coveted La Boheme in April, actually over Daffodil Weekend, which is exciting. Caso fan tutti, Othello, I'm going to butcher my Italian here, La Cenerentola, sorry Reggie, and King Lear. So it's a great next upcoming season. The dishes will be installed simultaneously this later winter and early spring, and then next year we'll announce the full 2014-2015 live broadcast schedule. So this is an exceptional opportunity.
And the National Theater will be live broadcast?
Some of them will. Unfortunately for National Theater, a lot of them are rebroadcast just because of the timing difference between...
As we're finding out with Sochi.
Exactly. But when live is possible, we will absolutely do that.
What are the next two that are coming up on the
Sure.
National Theater?
Well, this weekend we have Coriolanus for National Theater, and oh my God, I can't remember. Oh, Rusalka, I believe, is the next opera. So they're tremendous. I wish that, you know, what I would love to do is reach out to the community of people who love their attendance and get some feedback on how to broaden attendance for the programs. And thank you for having us here today to talk about it. I think some people know about it, and some people are a little hesitant and say, oh, National Theater, it's not for me, or the opera, I don't like it. But I think they're really treats to be able to be exposed to that type of cultural opportunity while we're still here in our comfortable little island 30 miles out to sea.
They are treats. They're great treats. What else is on the agenda?
Oh my gosh. We have a wonderful upcoming concert series with the Nantucket Arts Council. Their winter concert series is going to be at the Studio Theater in the Dreamland this winter, and Jerry Mack has programmed a delightful concert series. We've got our current series with the Nantucket Film Festival called NFF Now, where we're bringing current, prior to theatrical release, documentaries typically to Nantucket, and then we do these wonderful Skype Q&As with the either directors, producers, or sometimes the subject of the film. So those are really, really intimate glances into the making of these wonderful documentaries. We've got series with the Nantucket Comedy Festival. Through the spring, they're bringing different comedians in and also doing their stand-up and learn workshop at the Dreamland. We've just finished our children's theater program for the winter, so we'll get ready for our summer theatrical productions. And we just found out this week that we're going to host the film To Kill a Mockingbird as part of the One Book, One Island. And we'll do that on March 14th at 7 o'clock in our main theater.
That should be fun. That should be fascinating.
Yeah.
And
Plus all the
good
regular
fun.
movies,
Yeah.
all the, then we always say, as we say, and then there are movies. So we feel like the calendar is very rich and very full with a lot of different opportunities.
And all it needs is everybody to get out there and
come
to the
come enjoy
come
yourself.
to the theater.
That's right.
That's great.
Come enjoy yourself.
Melessa Murphy, thank you very much.
Thanks for having me,
good
Dan.
luck.
I appreciate it.